which is saying something.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
But she's also sort of like beyond gender. She has this just exquisite beauty that
Touche.
is beyond.
Beautiful.
Look at those eyes.
Don't push the other button.
Those eyes are so big.
It's not picking up my my screen. Just give me 1 second.
Now it
Well, we
is.
can look at her forever.
Oh, try again, Adam. Sorry, I think it wasn't enabled.
There we go.
Oh, no. That's a cute one. Adam in front of the baby.
Her eyes are
Somebody's
bigger
watching
than
you,
yours.
Adam.
I should be able to pick up your screen share now.
Oh, I can't hear him. You. Okay, Mr. Andrade, you're up.
I love those.
Mr. Andrade, you're up. Homework on. Yay. I think his mute on.
One second. So can you guys see the homework?
Indeed.
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so Kedra explains his intention to set forth his explanation of the 8 great books on the science of logic in 4 sections. What are these 4 sections?
Oh. All I can remember is that it's short, 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 really long. Most of the book.
Anybody else?
4 sections on logic.
Yeah, and how he's going to
The
present.
purpose of logic.
Yeah, totally. Well, the necessity of studying logic. Number 1.
Aren't they basically like the 4 subjects in a Buddhist book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the fulfillment of the necessity. Yeah, so reaching the goal or fulfilling the necessity depends on the commentaries themselves. So 3, advice on, you guys remember? Or should I just go ahead and?
No, that to refute the wrong idea that there is no point to logic.
Yeah, that's actually in our second question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Advice
No, advice
that
on why we should.
You
Yeah,
asking
go
about
ahead.
the third one or the second one?
The 3rd.
That you should cherish these classics.
Yeah, totally. And 4?
The subject matter of the book.
Reach Nirvana. Oh,
Yeah, explaining the content of the main body of the work. Yeah. All right, so number 2, what are the 2 purposes for studying logic as stated by KJJ?
Refute the wrong idea that there is no point to logic.
Yeah.
Presenting the point.
Yeah, totally. And then, yeah, presenting the actual purpose of logic.
Yay.
So number 3, KJJ further divides the first purpose of studying logic into 3 subsections. What are these 3?
Oh, refuting the wrong idea that logic has no point from the point of view of people who want to reach liberation.
Yeah, perfect.
And then the second one is relative to your circumstances.
Yeah, totally. Which is a little unclear for me. I didn't know quite, with regards to where you live, I think was actually how it was translated. So,
I've got this thing going on, so why the heck logic's not going to help me? That's not what I need. Maybe.
Refuting the wrong idea that even though there is a purpose to studying logic, it's only a lower goal. All right, so we got some vocab words down here.
Whoa.
Ooh,
That's a sexy list, Adam.
wow.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
come on, you guys got this.
What Nelson is to rest or something.
Yeah, totally, to take a rest.
Without the sa, right?
No,
No, I think it's
It is with the sa? Okay.
it's correct. Yeah, it's correct. It's a
Thank
it's
you.
a related to sojong, but it's not the same.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what? Look,
Thank you.
Can we just pick one we might know?
yeah, totally. Go ahead.
Zulum, fake news.
Yay!
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
Telwarlok to read the Prasangika, to read the.
No,
No, this one was
it's a different telwa.
Mm.
I only have reduced to duh.
yeah, that's it.
Dust.
Dust.
All right.
Yeah.
Mass-
Nice.
You guys are helping me clean up my notes. Thank you.
Mm.
Cloud. No, dark.
Dark. Yay.
Well,
Dark.
sorry.
Yeah.
Heat.
Oh, poison water?
Yeah, totally.
Wait,
With the
should
person
it be
one.
deep or dark? Or is it both?
It's dark.
Okay. Let's make it,
Okay.
Rangsu, to create yourself?
Yeah, I
Self-made.
made that up myself.
fix yourself.
Yeah, and it's almost always what do you call that?
Pejorative?
Pejorative. Yeah. This just made up. You just made it up yourself. Okay.
Really applies to someone I know.
Zulum. The time has come.
Nice.
Yeah. Gotcha.
To refute and prove,
Yay.
Yeah.
or proving through refutation.
An insect? Kandru?
Yeah.
A specific insect.
Yeah.
Rick has a
God.
bee.
You can speak by the
Honeybee. Honeybee.
All right.
Oh, right. The 6. I was going to say, which one has 6 legs?
Rick got it.
Yay.
Good job.
That was fun.
That was a good homework, Adam. Okay, let's get to work. No rest for the wicked.
Wicked smart, maybe.
Okay, I to really appreciate this argument that's going to be happening today, it started last class. We have to know these two things. So, who's your checker, Adam?
Let's see. We got, what about Jewel?
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, who's going to check the first 2 lines?
Maybe Gauzy.
Yay. Okay, Adam, first 2 lines.
Vigne Chungwanga, Yang Ngak Tang, Ngun Ju, Dat Jor, Dugar, Kartsi, Te Ngao.
Keep going.
Vigne Chewanga, So Rikpa Tang, So Wa Rikpa, Ja Rikpa, Tensik Rikpa, Nang Dun Rikpa, Te Ngao.
Okay, cool. So there's 5 major sciences and 5 minor sciences in Buddhism, according even to Indian scripture, ancient Indian scripture. And the first thing I ever translated in my life was a discussion of this, and it was published in a journal. Anyway, so the 5 lesser sciences, Rigne means science. Or classical topic, okay? The 5 lesser ones, the first is Nyanga. What's that? Do you guys, anybody know?
Poetry.
Poetry?
Yeah, classical poetry. Okay. Then lunja. Lunja means
Prosody?
what's the difference?
Isn't it, doesn't it have to do with meter?
I forgot the difference between these two. I'll check. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's like meter, like understanding.
I
the-
wanted to say composition, but that's next. Debjor is composition. Okay. Lunja can mean poetics, but Nyangak also means poetics. So let me see. There's also Lunjas can mean metaphors like friend of the sun or things like, what do you call? Poeticisms, right? But it's different from poetics, okay? Dakar, Andriana knows.
Dance. Yeah.
Dance, okay. Karti,
Astrology?
Astrology.
astrology, yeah. Calculation of the stars, literally, karmatsi. Okay, those are the minor sciences. And the major sciences are Sorikpa and Sorikpa. And you better say your low tones and high tones correctly. Here's a good example for your students. Okay. Sorikpa
Oh,
means
Medicine.
it's the fine arts.
Oh,
yeah.
It
That's the
means
second
making things. So means making things like statuary, painting, architecture. Those are called sorikpa, making things. And then sorikpa,
medicine.
yeah, that's healing. Yeah, fixing people. Darik,
music.
Music.
no,
Sanskrit.
the study of
Sanskrit.
Sanskrit. Yeah, the study of Shabda, the study of Sanskrit. Yeah. And here we go, Tansigripa.
Study of reasons.
Nyaya, okay.
Right? Logic. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Classical Hindu logic, okay. Or classical logic. And then Nandung Rikpa means the Buddhist sciences, Dharma sciences, okay. You know, and there's a huge list like Vinaya and Middle Way and, you know, all that, okay.
Geshe-la,
And-
could lunja be synonyms?
I don't remember. I'll look it up for you. I think it is. I think Munja is the study of similes and metaphors. And that's required for the study of Nyanga, which is poetry. Okay. Okay, so anyway, there's going to be a problem arise from the second division for $50.
Because Nengdun has 10 brick in it, 10 sick in it.
Yeah, good. $50 for my banker, Jigme.
Yay.
Yeah. The problem is if you define the 5 great sciences and you give number 4 separately from number 5, if number 4 is logic, then the Buddhist sciences cannot include on logic. You see what I mean? So then logic wouldn't be a Buddhist science, okay? And if it was a Buddhist science, there would only be 4 great sciences and everybody knows there's 5. You guys okay with that?
Maybe it means, like you said first, that it's Hindu logic.
Well, you know, here
Which
goes the
means
argument.
the other Buddhist logic could be the other.
That's how this book starts. It's very, very, it was very, when I first worked on this book, it was very, very comforting to me that he spent a few pages proving why logic is a good thing and why it's not a nerdy thing, you know, and why it's not some dry thing. And, you know, it's exactly what you have to do nowadays. If you teach somebody logic, first you have to justify it for half an hour, you know. So I really like that first he establishes that basically you can't get to liberation without understanding logic, okay? All right, so last class, we talked about nominal logic, Okay, the logic of people like Linke, Adam, what's his name? Did you find it?
I didn't find it, and I looked. I definitely looked.
Well, maybe all you hound dogs can look for this. He's supposed to be a famous logician, Hindu logician. It's probably Dvipaja or something like that. And I can't find it either. So maybe somebody can find it. All right. So Linke, there's this kind of tope tape tangigone shape togewa, just nominal logic of chirupas of non-Buddhists, okay? And then there's the one and let's listen to the words from the Sutra Alankara of
Master Sangha.
yeah, Asanga and Maitreya. Okay. Please read. Who's checking?
Nick.
Yay, Nick.
Yang tode gen le toke tenching mangela makap kunzo kyowachin chiba la niten pande.
Yeah. Now, if I had to guess, it sounds like he's dissing somebody. Okay. And let's just look at the vocabulary, okay, Adam, and then I'm going to take you to a commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Toge?
Like you said disputation last time, but logic?
Yeah, the Sanskrit is tarka, okay, here. And a togewa, a logician, is a tarkika, okay, tarkika. Okay, ika means like comic, you know, I see in English as a person who does something. Okay, so let's think about it. We're gonna have to choose a word for it.
Yeah.
And maybe today's class might help you. Okay, so toge, don't forget that this spelling of tok means
concept, not realization.
yeah, like perceiving but not realizing. Okay, or thinking but not understanding, something like that. Okay. Then rely on this toge, rely on methods of reaching nominal understanding. Mange means what, Adam?
It's not certain, it's not fixed.
Yeah, as a verb, what would it mean? Haven't ascertained, okay? Have not ascertained, okay? Have not perceived, okay? You depend.
Right, it's ascertained, right?
Totally. You depend on reasoning or logic, but I'm almost want to use logic. Okay? You depend on logic, but you don't perceive, and there's no kyaba.
There's no relation. It doesn't cover it.
Yeah, it's not necessary. It's kunzo.
Deceptive.
Yeah, what's kyowa?
It's like to be like discouraged or feel tired.
Perfect. Yeah, to be discouraged. Chiba, you know.
A 2-year-old.
Yeah, your 1-year-old is more advanced than the Chiba. Your 1.5-year-old, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's a little bit ahead of Amelie. Just had her first birthday. I didn't get any cake from any of the parents.
Oh.
Kind of drag. I don't see how they expect me to be grandpa if they don't give me any cake. Chiba Lani Dembarde. We believe that you depend on it. Depend on 2-year-olds. Okay. Now it's not evident what it means, so we need a commentary. So I went and got you a commentary. And let's see. Here's a nice one by some guy named Vasabandhu. Okay. And there's one which was very, very good. Let me see. Let me see. There was one that I found a couple. Uh, uh, I found one of these is really the best one. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Let's do the first two. Here we go. Let's hear from Master Vasabandhu. Who's checking?
Là sạp su cần.
Yes, good.
Yay.
Yeah.
只有马云谁谁被提起儿都给，只有你都没认为这是这个。
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is not an object in which it can, it's not an object of its activity. It cannot play there. Okay? Chuyu Mayin. It's not somewhere where it can play or it can act. Okay? What's that mean? What it means is it cannot be an object of logic. Okay? Toge chuyu ni mayin. Mayan, Maru, okay. Then he quotes the quotation, but he takes different lines. He takes the first three lines, Vasabandhu, and he adds the next line of the next verse, okay. He splits it differently from his brother, okay, half brother. Then toge ten, you depend on logic, something you don't perceive or it's not definite. It doesn't cover all the cases. It's deceptive. It tires. It makes you discouraged. We say you are depending on 2-year-olds. Therefore, it is not its object. Okay. Therefore, it is not its object. Therefore, something cannot be the object of this toge. Okay. Of this kind of logic. Okay. Yeah. Please read the next sentence by Vasabandhu. Who's checking?
Okay.
Là sạp Stanley.
Toge de konanye matonwa la tempa ni lung chung se la temba yino. De shena shin du shepe chirma nepa yang yino.
Okay, good. Toge de konani ton la temba ni. De toge de konani maton la temba ni. If logic is not based on a perception of emptiness, okay? If logic is not a logic which is not based upon a perception of emptiness is lung chung se, is nothing more than scriptural authority. You're just believing what somebody else told you, okay? You are just depending on, when you use logic to perceive emptiness, you are perceiving it basically through scripture and not through direct perception, okay? From time to time, your understanding will change. Therefore, it is indefinite, okay? Okay. An understanding of emptiness based solely on logic can shift depending on shifts in your logic, okay? You learn more logic, you forget logic, you learn more logic. So this mange does mean what Adam said. It's indefinite, it comes and goes. Okay, if you are trying to perceive emptiness only based on logic, your understanding of it will be inconsistent, okay? Depending on how you feel, depending on how good your logic is, etc., okay? Who's checking?
Là sạp Allison.
Ooh.
Sheja tamche
Okay,
yo
Adam.
mayen pe makyapa yang yeno. Kunzo Kidempa yo chen yin gi. Dun dampe yo chen. Popa yon su tuk par gyur wei chir kyowa chin yang yeno.
Okay, good. This is a pretty clear commentary. Sheja tamje yu mayimbe. Now listen, when you perceive ultimate reality through the use of logic, you are not at that moment capable of seeing all existing things. Therefore, it is not comprehensive. Okay, now we know makyaba means not comprehensive. You can use logic to perceive ultimate reality, but you're never going to cover all things. Okay, and that's another problem. Kunzo dembe yuchen yinki. Logic can only perceive deceptive reality. It deals in deceptive things, words, concepts, ideas, syllogisms. Okay, but it is not something which can directly perceive ultimate reality. It is not an Arya's wisdom. It is a method of seeing things indirectly, right? Okay. Yu chen yamayino. Popa yonsu tupa gyurwechu. For the reason that your state of mind, your confidence can, when you're dealing with logic, your confidence has limits. Yonsu tupa means there might come a time when you become discouraged. Your courage to continue fails. Tupa means you hit the end of your popa. Popa means courage to delve deeper and deeper and deeper. You know, with logic, there's only so far you can go. And then there's a chance that you might get discouraged. Okay. Kill Wachin. Okay. All right. Who's checking?
Yes, let's have word.
Yay.
Pachempo ni dode boom chak. Duma tempe chir tempa mepa ne kyowa chin mayimbe bar du yente. Te chir te ni toke cho yo mayeno.
Okay, but the Mahayana, okay, consists of teachings on many hundreds of thousands of scriptures. The Mahayana consists of teachings on many thousands of scriptures, hundreds of thousands of scriptures, okay? Therefore, you can cancel each of these descriptions. You can cancel ten, you can cancel mange, you can cancel makyo, you can cancel kunzo, up to kyoachin. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things we talked about. Oh, you have to depend on logic. Oh, your understanding comes and goes. Oh, your understanding doesn't cover all things. Oh, the things you understand are just relative truths. Oh, you're going to get discouraged if you keep going like this, okay? If you're a Mahayana person, the teachings, it consists of many hundreds of thousands of sutras. Therefore, we don't have the problem of Temba up to Kyoachin, okay? We don't have the Temba, ... up to the end. We don't have the Kyoa. We don't have the lack of courage, the loss of courage, okay? Therefore, the Mahayana version of things is not something that Toge can perceive. That Toge becomes what?
Logician.
It becomes non-Mahayana logic and mostly Hindu logic, okay? Got it? So that whole quotation was meant to say that you can't get the same results out of the classical fourth higher science of, Tarka, that you can get out of a Buddhist Tarka. So they're drawing a distinction between what you might call classical logic, Indian logic, and Buddhist logic. Okay. All right, that's a Sangu and Vasa Bandhu ganging up on the non-Buddhists. Okay, and there's another commentary here by the first Big Lama. Okay, that's not bad. By the way, he wrote a pretty good commentary on the Pramanavartika also. Okay. And here's a little, I thought you'd be interested that the Kalachakra Chantra uses this discussion also, but I don't think we're going to use it in our footnote. Here's the original quotation, Adam, okay? From the Mahayana Sutra Alankara. What did he say, Sutra Alankara?
He just, I think he just said
Oh, he
it
did.
again.
He did.
Yes,
Yeah, he did say Sutra Alankara. Okay. I was hoping he was wrong, but he wasn't. Okay. And we are to the next section.
Yay.
Mandarapa Upala.
Yeah, Upala.
Che shebatar, mopoe de konani dunchi Samsung pe kone tokpe de gurki, mundu magyarpa la top cher chebao, gerchebao. De cher de dang pumpe, tencher la ni top gate, tencher shejao.
Me, I pronounce like you one day.
Say again.
Oh, I was just giving him a compliment.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh,
As
thank you.
this, okay, as this little verse states, Cheshe Patar, Ngopo de Konani, the real nature of objects here, not functional things. Dunjit Sam Sumne, if you want to, whoa, who's yawning on their own? I was burping. I thought my mic was closed during Andriana's class. I was, oh man, I almost died. Okay. With logic, you can perceive the true nature of objects, but only through archetypes, only through mental images. Okay. Gone tope, te goki. You know, that's its function. That's what you use it for. But muntu magyopala toge chepao. When we say toge, when we say perceiving things with logic, the implication is that it's muntu magyar, Adam.
It's something you haven't seen directly.
Good, good. It implies something other than a direct perception. Therefore, any classical commentary, Buddhist or Hindu, Shastra, right, which treats the subject of toge, of how to see this thing with logic, is called a logic scripture. Okay, we call them a logic scripture. Therefore, Adam, is the study of logic limited to the fourth major science?
No.
Yeah, not, because the fifth major science is Buddhism, right? So if the purpose of your logic is to see emptiness indirectly, and that's what you call toge, that's what you call tarka or logic, then it's got to spread into the fifth science also, okay? All right.
I wonder if you could apply that to the other sciences, whether using the other sciences to somehow adopt a view about Buddhism would somehow lead them to transcend being outside of Buddhism.
I was thinking about yoga, for example, maybe as an extent of dance, because Patanjali is traditional master teacher, first teacher of both. But anyway, who's checking next, you guys?
Let's have Conila.
Oh, Connie.
Seme tenche didak jok sam ngame wang de chepe toke tenche yempar nike rang yang mendela rik pe kyang mandrupte te rikpe kyang min madrup te rangi tampa tamche kempe jesu drang ne shakpe tinche yimpe chiro.
Okay.
Adam, your tie's not straight.
If I can make it up.
Now, we're going to be referring to two ways in which we decided something was a logic scripture. Okay, we're going to be referring to two ways in which we decided something was a logic scripture. Okay, that's called joksam. You know, what's the line at which you call something a logic scripture? Okay, and there's two descriptions of when you call something a logic scripture. And he says there's the first one, and then there's the second one. Okay. So I'm not sure. I want Adam to explore. It's not. I used to know what it was, and I haven't had time to read it carefully. So according to Kedubje, we have already discussed two ways of deciding how something is logic scripture. Maybe it's if it belongs to the fourth science, it's a logic scripture. Or maybe if you use it to perceive ultimate reality in a non-direct way, it's a logic scripture. Okay, got it? But we have to go back and check, okay? I remember reading this and thinking it was cool, and now I can't quite recall. Okay, but anyway, Semme tenje didak, joktangame wang tu chepe toge tenje yimba kiranyang mindula. If we are saying that the logic books we're talking about are logic books because they fit the first description here, even you wouldn't agree to that. Okay. All right. So
Actually, the audio kind of was weird there. We are saying that the logic books.
If you say a logic book is a logic book because it belongs to the fourth, I'm going to say, okay, for the sake of argument, something is logic because it belongs to the fourth major science. Okay. Then if you say what makes our logic books is that they belong to the Hindu logic books.
Oh.
Kirang yang mindu.
Yeah, we would not.
You don't even accept.
Yes.
Even you wouldn't accept that. Why are you bothering me? You want me to say these Buddhist logic books are Hindu logic books? Yeah. What do you want?
Thank you.
Okay. Also, it doesn't make any sense to describe them as Hindu logic books, okay? Because these are classical scriptures which are intentionally follow a being who sees all things. Okay, so these are not normal logic books, okay? The books, Buddhist logic books, first of all, they wouldn't fit into the fourth category anyway, because they're not Hindu logic books, but also logically, you can't call them ultimate logic books you can't call these non-ultimate logic books because they follow a person who perceived the whole universe at the same time. Okay, cool. Who's next?
Seiji.
Seiji, wake up, man. Seiji did such a great job the last month. You should sleep for a month. Nah.
Jotsam nipe wang de chepe toke yimbe drowa dunyer la mikowar dena jor lam cho min che drowa dunyer la mikowar gurte chenyi denchi zogit yul de che pe chiro.
This is a funny argument. And now that you guys know about the pen and you know about the 5 paths, you can appreciate this argument. Okay, joksam nipe wang du chepa. Okay. Now, now the other guy says, okay, let's say being part of the fourth major science is not what makes something a logic book. Okay, teaching logic is not what makes something a logic book. Let's say that the purpose of a logic book is your second position above, okay, which was that you needed to see emptiness indirectly. Okay, you have to start with your emptiness understanding by using logic. Okay, now if you're saying dua dunya lami koa duna, if you're saying that's not Buddhist books and that they're not necessary, mikoa, yeah, they are not strict necessities for those who aspire to liberation. Okay, if you say there's something wrong with even Buddhist logic because it's less than ultimate, okay, it's just perceiving emptiness in a conceptual way. If you say that's a problem, all right, then let's junk Jorlam.
Yeah.
Let's make 4 paths. Let's make 4 paths. And then the Heart Sutra mantra will be Gate para gate para gate. Yeah, just skip Jorlam, okay? Leave out Jorlam. Why? The function of Jorlam is to perceive emptiness intellectually. Intellectually. If you say logic is useless because it only perceives emptiness indirectly, well then let's just make 4 paths. You know, let's have Soglam, Toglam. Let's go directly from a personal tragedy to the direct perception of emptiness without understanding the pen in between. Okay.
Well,
Got it?
the second path either.
Say again?
Why have the second path either? That's just doing good stuff.
You mean the first one?
No, the second path.
Soklam. Or you mean Jorlam?
Soklam.
First path.
Jorlam.
No, okay. Anyway, Soklam is for mainly, well, you can call it you're accumulating good deeds to see emptiness directly. Yeah, you can say that. Okay, so everything from Chuchok on down, including Chuchok, okay, where you see the luminous image coming out and producing objects, okay, all the way down from that to the beginning of Trutsemo Supa, okay, the other 3 levels of Jorlam. Menche, Tua Dunyer La Mikoa Gyurte. Well, then they are also unnecessary for people who want to reach liberation. Why? Because at Jorlam, all you can do is perceive emptiness in a conceptual way. Dunchi Suki. Okay? You have to. Okay. So if your argument is that Buddhist logic is unnecessary because it's in the wrong category of the major sciences, well, okay, I'm not. Then even according to you, it's not Buddhism. Okay. But if your problem is that logic only sees emptiness intellectually, then you should tell Lord Buddha to shorten the 5 paths to 4 paths. Okay. All right.
Geshe, should we already assume at this point, like even in this introduction, that our author is wearing a Sautrantika hat?
That's a great question. I'm not sure which hat he's gonna wear.
I mean, he just talked about a dunchi of suchness, and that's a heavy thing. I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah, I'm hoping he won't be like Vasubandhu in the Abhidharma Kosha. Let's put it that way.
All right, we'll see.
By the way, when you meet the real Vasubandhu in Sugeng's text, it's like meeting a rock star. Okay. Okay. Not that Stanley's not a rock star. Okay. Who's checking?
Ben Creamer.
Hey, Kramer.
Nang rikpe tincha mayam parn de yang mi te de. Nang rikpe tincha she jawa ni. Pang ja marik papong wa tang. Nyimpo da me tope sherab kepe. Ta dun pe tincha la japa yin ma.
Yeah, this is really funny. He says, it's also mite. What's that mean, Adam? It's mite.
Not correct.
If you dupa,
If you accept that.
that the Buddhist logic scriptures are not nang rikpa tenshu.
Part of the classical commentaries on Buddhist knowledge.
Yeah, the fifth of the great sciences. Okay.
Mhm.
Is that
Yeah.
what you want to say? You want to say that? You want to say it doesn't belong in the Buddhist sciences because it's in the fourth science, which is logic? Well, you don't understand what we mean when we say nang rikpe tenshu.
All right.
Mhm.
Classical
Yeah.
comment of what?
Of Buddhist, of the fifth group of the sciences.
Yeah, of the fifth great science, of the great science called Buddhism. Okay. Look, when we say a book belongs to the Buddhist sciences, all we mean is that it is meant to pongwa the pangcha of Marikpa.
Mhm. Is to eliminate ignorance.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's supposed to teach the top of Dogme Topishira.
The method of specific method of how things
Yeah.
arise.
How to
wisdom.
grow, how to develop the wisdom which perceives that nothing is itself. And that's an antidote to that pangja that we just mentioned, which is misunderstanding. Okay. So what this sentence says is, look, how we draw the line between the first four major sciences and the fifth major science of Buddhism is that if it talks about getting rid of misunderstanding, and if it talks about how to develop wisdom, then we count it in the fifth category. Okay. It's an inner classical commentary. Okay. Okay. Who's checking?
Là Sạp Sinh Thiến.
Xintian is not here.
Okay, let's have team.
Okay, she's cute.
Teme tenje di da le kyang kansa dan che ki da me rikpe lek par ten la pap ne flak pas sherap ki lep lapa sowor tempe chero.
Yeah, so what's the main thing that our Buddhist logic books teach is they describe the lack of a self nature to things and people using reasoning. Rikpe. Okay, they describe what's the emptiness of people and things using logic. So, which is to say, they are focusing on the hlakpa sherab ki lapa. What's that?
Setting it forth in a
they are focusing on teaching
and they primarily describe the Tumpa Sowor primarily describe the training of wisdom, of extraordinary wisdom.
Yeah, the extraordinary training of wisdom. Okay. Now, I don't know. I feel like giving some money for the next one, but I'm afraid I'm using up all my money. Let's say $50 for. No, let's do this. Adam, if you can give me a decent translation of the next sentence, I will donate $50 to Eva's college fund. Okay.
Yeah. So generally speaking,
I'll start you out, okay? If
yeah.
that's not enough, if that it, if the fact that it
Oh, Detsam Geet. Sorry, I was looking at Chirnong. Sorry. Yeah. If that's not enough,
wait, what's it? It means it's teaching the extraordinary training of wisdom which perceives emptiness. Now, if that's not enough to
if that's not enough to make it part of the Buddhist teachings,
the Buddhist sciences,
the
then
Buddhist science.
then Kangyinban.
Oh yeah, then you tell me what would make it.
Yeah. Then can you tell me, give me some goddamn other Buddhist books, you know? If the book that describes perfectly the wisdom which perceives emptiness, it doesn't belong to the Buddhist, the great, let's see here, what do you call it? The major science of Buddhism, then what does? Okay. Mershik means, okay,
You
man.
tell me.
Yeah, you tell me. $50, Ellie. But not for Adam, for Ava, okay, for her college fund. She's gonna go to Princeton on that. You mark my words. Okay. It'd be really nice if we could do this next sentence. Adam, go. I'll check you. I'll check.
Nang Ripa Mayimpa Sam Kicho Watan Yer La Mikowarn Dupa Yang Nam Part Tope Chinchi Lo Yinte Rikpe Nenga La Kepar Machepar Tamche Kempar Mingurwe Chiro.
Yeah, good. And let me tell you one more thing. Okay, the guy like KDJ is not letting it go. Let me tell you one more thing. If not belonging to the fifth major science means that something is not necessary for people who want to achieve Buddhahood, okay? If you say that the only things a person who wants to achieve Buddhahood needs to know are all in the fifth major science, that's a totally mistaken idea. Why? Because if you don't become a Kepa in the Rikbe Ninga, all five major sciences, you can't get to Tamje Kemba.
Omniscience.
Yeah, how are you gonna get to omniscience if you don't know how to fix a Toyota? Etc. You know, even if you wanna say these Buddhist logic books are non-Buddhist sciences, but you gotta know everything. What Buddha has a blind spot where the first four sciences are, you know. Okay, got it? All right. Okay, Senor Adam.
Sashi Pugi Jukshin Meto Drum Lira Blingshi Ninde Gembadi Sanye Shindu Mite Uwaji Yoga Nanda Shinga Juvarsho Iram Guru Ratna Mandala Kameya Payani Gewadi Kewoko Sonam Yeshe Tsokzokshi Sonam Yeshe Lejungwe Damba Kuni Topar Sum.
Yay!
Thanks, Cashel.
Nice job, Adam.
What does that say behind you, Adam?
Give a hug to my girl. And by the way, you have to pay a royalty to Arizona for using that background.